Sai Ram. Welcome to the 156th edition of Samarpan. As we complete 13 years of this wonderful reminiscences of Bhagawan's experiences and connections with the Lord, we are indeed fortunate and really very happy to introduce Sri T. Krishnamurti Garu for this edition of Samarpan. Sri Krishnamurti Garu is a well-qualified and highly distinguished professional. He had an excellent corporate life and an equally rewarding life with Bhagawan as a family. Sir got married in 1958. He used to visit Tirupati regularly till 1969. They first met Bhagawan in the 1970s and he had a darshan of Bhagawan which was very memorable on 11th Jan 1970. Sri Krishnamurti is a Chartered Accountant. He studied B.Com from Guntur College. He completed FCA and FCS. He is also a paper setter for ICWA and the company secretary organization. He himself has passed 150 papers so that he is eligible to qualify and set papers for CA. Another wonderful accolade which Krishnamurti Garu sir has is he used to work for Brooke, the erstwhile tea company which later merged with Unilever Group. Without taking much time, Krishnamurti Garu is going to take us through a wonderful journey which covers I think 6-7 decades of his association in his corporate life and with Bhagawan. I think you must note that be it printing a book, publishing of the same, getting his daughters married or getting his children married, having darshans in Whitefield, wonderful encounters with Sai devotees who connected well with him and Bhagawan. We are indeed fortunate that Krishnamurti Garu is going to tell us in this 156th edition of Samarpan his wonderful journey with Bhagawan. His devotion, his singing, his ability to narrate Ramayana is indeed exemplary and we must learn a lot from this. Without taking much time, I would request Krishnamurti Garu to address the 156th edition of the Samarpan session. May this 13th year edition completion be memorable for all our lives, and like Krishnamurti Garu has published so many books on Bhagawan, the digest, the Ramayanam, and wonderful instances which we will be happy to encounter during this episode. So now I would request Krishnamurti Garu to share his wonderful journey of 7 to 8 decades with Bhagawan and his great memories. Jai Sai Ram.
Om Shri Sai Ram. My salutations at the lotus feet of Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, and I wish all the members who are witnessing this to be to hear me my story with Bhagavan, and before that I will give an introduction about myself. I started my career as a chartered accountant, and after the passing of this PL and other things, I was in Madras. Now, I was married in 1958 at Annavaram Sri Satya before the Lord Satyanarayana Swami, who is no other than Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. After the marriage, every year we used to go to Tirupati and then have his darshan for several years. In 1969, we went to Tirupati and the presence of the Lord Venkateswara, my purse was stolen. That is the first happening that has taken place. And there was nothing that anybody could help me except some family members who came out and gave me some money, with which I went to Pune to be with my father and brother and family. At that place, we had taken a car of the company. I was working as secretary, Brooke India Limited, a tea company in those days. And it is no longer there. It is now merged with Hindustan Lever Limited. So at that place we took the car, office car, because I was a senior member. They used to provide give me the car. We went to Pandharipur and have the darshan of the Lord Vittal. And after that, on the 31st of May, we started from Pune, and on the way we had an accident. And after the accident, we changed the tire and then again started. After we reached another place, there was what is called a valley. The second tire also, in the front wheel tire, was given way, and the car was sliding down the valley from the height to the ground, and it came to the ground. The car turned aside and it fell down, and right next to I was driving the car, about 1 feet after the car there was a big boulder. If the car had fallen a little after that, I would have broken my head. But I came out with what is called a collarbone accident. Then in the valley there was nobody to come and help. It was already sunset. At that time we were thinking what to do. We wanted to go to Shirdi and have the darshan of Bhagawan, as my wife was a devotee of Shirdi Sai Baba. And then there was a Chevrolet car. About 10 people got down, and those people came and made the car right and pulled my family and children and myself. I had the collarbone accident. I was completely at not understanding anything. I was completely blind almost to everything. Then one of those people who came from the Chevrolet car told him to ask who is this gentleman. They said he is the top man of Brooke. And then they said our salesman in Singavanir will be interested to come and see him immediately. So they all got down and put all of the family members to Sangamanir. They took an X-ray and then give the medicine. They give the treatment. And the salesman was very kind, and he took us all to the guest house and kept there. We were supposed to go to Shirdi, but from Aurangabad the manager came and pulled me out, and we passed through the main road, which is 6 or 8 kilometers away from Shirdi, and we could not have the darshan of the Lord there. This is how that happened. Then we went to Aurangabad. From there we went to Hyderabad and then ultimately to Calcutta, and I was working there. This is the miracle there was that the Chevrolet car came and immediately took us to the Sangamanir, where the Brooke persons could come and help. That is a miracle which one can understand. How it takes place, who has given the protection, we do not know. Whether it is, we heard of Sathya Sai Baba, but we were not really connected with him. So this was the first thing that happened for us in the family, and later on we were having the annual general meeting in 1900. 69, and the European chairman said, I sent my children and my wife to Davangere, where my co-son-in-law was working in a textile factory. So I sent them, they were there, and I was the examiner and also the paper setter for the Institute of Chartered Accountants and Institute of Company Secretaries intermediate papers. I had to clear all the 150 papers each in of the institute papers, and also I was cooking my food and staying, and these people were in Divangere. Then I worked day and night, and I finished the valuation of the examination papers, and as a result of which I went to the chairman of the company and told him, I have finished the job, I have worked completely, my family has gone on a holiday, if you permit me I will go on leave. The chairman said, if you come on 18th of January, I will give you the leave, otherwise not. I said yes. Then immediately the company booked me the ticket and sent me to Bangalore. The car came, and then in the night they took me to Davangere. The next morning all the family members and friends have in a bus went to Hampi, and in the Hampi we have seen Virupaksha temple, which subsequently you will be knowing that Swami was standing in the Virupaksha's place when his brother was looking for the people. He was very much did not like the idea of Baba standing at the Virupaksha, and then he came and verified, and he was sitting outside watching the luggage of the family. But still he was not happy, and he went back and to the temple again and saw Baba was standing at the altar. And this has happened. This is the one of the stories. This story we did not know at the time when we went to Hampi. After Hampi, we came back on the 5th night. We travelled from Davangere to Bangalore. Since I was a senior manager, somebody comes and receives us at the station. So I went and tried to find out who has come. There was one Vithalani who was in Uganda, and when Baba went to Kenya, these people, he told all the people, because the IDMN, the president of Uganda was a very dangerous person. He would naturally destroy the race of people. Baba insisted and told all the Gujaratis to go back to India, and particularly to Ahmedabad or Puttaparthi. Dr. Patel went there, and Ramanik Vitlani, who was a coffee taster, he came to Brooke Bond and joined as a Brooke Bond coffee taster. He came to receive us. Then my wife went to the gate and inquired from the people there whether Baba has come from Rajahmundry. Then they said Baba came yesterday, the previous day, and then she was very happy. And then she told me we will go to Whitefield. I said nonsense. We have come here to go to Mysore and other places. We have fixed all the arrangements, and why go after these sannyasis? Don't do all this. But she was not very happy about it. But this conversation was heard by Vitlani, and Vitlani immediately said, Vahanji, don't worry, I will take you to Bhagawan. You please go to Mysore and come back. It is my duty to take you to Baba. So we finished Mysore and came back, and on the 11th of January 1970, we went to Whitefield. Whitefield was only around on the tree there was under the tree Baba used to come and meet the people. All people used to sit on the open place. Swami came, I took a photograph, he went to my wife and children. It seems Baba has put his hand on the head of my wife, and then after that we left the place and we came back to Calcutta. Now after coming to Calcutta, on the 24th of April, there was a board meeting. In the board meeting, it was so many decisions were taken and all those documents were recorded, and I came back to my room with all the minute books and other stationery that was used in the board meeting. My secretary was sitting there, and then another assistant of mine was doing some work in there. The Suvarna Chaudhary, which is my secretary, was watching all the instances. In the meanwhile, there was a letter on the table. I took the letter and started reading it. It is a 6-page letter abusing me from all the things. The story behind that is, when we came from Bangalore, we stopped at Hyderabad, and we have got a house there. And in the upstairs there was we built a loft, and the loft on the left side my articles belonged, which gave from my mother, and on the right side we put my articles of my brother and locked it. And this key has been given, padlock key, to my assistant by my own sake in the regional office. But these people, because he is also a Swami devotee and also he is working in the factory, his wife opened all that and then looked, and we saw that the samans were distributed. I told her, Mummy, don't do all that. You put the padlock and give the lock to my Mr. Krishna Murty, my assistant in the REO. Now, this is what has happened. I went behind the outhouse, and in the outhouse there was Ramdas, that he went to Bhadrachalam and gave me a Bhadrachalam Ramdas photograph. We took it happily and went again to the airport and then reached. On the 24th, after the meet, this is the backstage, the old story. When at the board meeting, when I came back, Suvarna was sitting before me. I was reading the 7-page letter written by this gentleman saying that you have insulted my wife, and as a result she became roaming in the street, this and that. He told a congratulatory story and wrote a 6-page letter. When all the 6-page letter was read by me, my blood pressure shot up from my feet to directly to my head. If a few minutes passed on, I would have a cerebral hemorrhage because I was unable to control. My hands and feet are shivering. My head is very much heavy, and there was nothing I can do about it. At that time, there was a sound called thup. I had a 6-feet table. The opposite to me was sitting my secretary Suvarna Chaudhary, and this thup means the glass was broken into two, and she did not know, I did not know, nobody could know how the glass was broken. Immediately the blood in the head has come down to the feet and became my feather light. Then I took the telephone and telephoned my wife, who was just lying down on a sofa and then sleeping. Then when the telephone rang up, she told me that because in a sofa, small sofa like this, she was sleeping, one small young boy who came near her head and pressed her head and made it almost into a chapati. She could not bear the pain and immediately got up, and then she became all right, and the person who was pressing her head disappeared. This happened a miracle, this is the first miracle we had after we had darshan of Bhagawan on the 11th of January 1970. Now, this we thought maybe is a miracle, as Ramanik Vitlani or somebody has said, and after that Ramanik we confirmed that this is a miracle of Bhagawan. So this is the first type of miracle that happened. Then we had bhajans in our house, and then we had what is called the study circles were going on. We went to Puttaparthi that year with about 10 people going in the car, and as a very senior person of Brooke, India, which commands a lot of respect and capacity in the city, we did not get accommodation in Puttaparthi. Then we were told we will go to what is that place? Kotta Cheruvu. In Kotta Cheruvu, there is a hotel for whom we supply tea and coffee, and that gentleman promised to accommodate in his house, which there is a big hall, and the hall also had a number of rice bags and other lentils for his hotel. The lady was giving us the morning breakfast. There was a small canal there. We had bathing there. We were bathing there, and then we were going in the two cars to Baba, but there is no place to stay, no place to go to the toilet, and the old lady, my mother-in-law, was there. She could not also find a place where to do it. There is only W3A and B, and nobody allowed us into the places, and we were somehow gone a little far off, and for our natural calls. The 7 days we were there, and after that we came back, and we had the darshan of Bhagawan in that particular year. That year after that, my wife was telling me that I became the president of the Andhra Association. My wife was very sick, and I could not attend to her, and in spite of that, she then told me, "You look after the 3 children, I am going to my wife for treatment." So we got a ticket for her, and on the way, there was a lady coming from Orissa, and Didi, we used to call her afterwards. That lady told her, "Why are you weeping?" Told my wife in the train, who was writing a postcard to me, how the children are. I left the 3 children, the boy is also 4-year-old, and you are doing like this. He was weeping and writing the letter. Didi asked, "What is the problem?" She explained. Immediately said, "Why are you wasting your time like this? Simply say, 'Sai Ram,' your problems will be solved." She said, "Okay." Then she said, "Sai Ram," and she felt feather-like. However, she went to Bhogapuram, to her parents' house. She was treated there for urinary infection, and she came back. That year we thought we will go to Bhagawan, and then she told me we should go then we left the place and went there. So Bhagavan's darshan was there, but people were not allowed me to go near the Bhagavan or the Purnachandra. But particularly the 50th birthday, 49th birthday of Bhagavan, then my wife and my niece both were at the place of the Purnachandra hall backside, where the stupa was built, and then those people they were waiting there, and all the people gone into the Purnachandra hall. In the meanwhile, Krishnappa, Baba's cousin brother, was there, and then said, "Why are you standing here? What is the problem?" Then he said, "We have to go in." Then he said, "I will take you inside." My wife and told him, "How can you take it when the other people are there? If you have got belief, come and allow me. I will take you to the seat and make you sit in the front seat." And that said, "All right." Bhagavan, the Krishnappa took it from the Purnachandra auditorium from the inside and made them sit in the front row. This has happened. After some time, we used to go every year, and they were also offering the rooms, and I took a room also, and a paid amount, and I was given accommodation. After that, it was not fully complete. That room was given to me, and then my niece was left there, and we came back home. Now this is the first instance that has taken place, and after that I said I will go for the birthday of the 23rd. In the meanwhile, Mr. C.L. Gandhi has written a book, a small booklet, and this booklet is called Sai Avatar. This Sai Avatar is a number of quotations from Bhagawan Sathya Sai Baba. After this, then there were study classes. It was given to Bhagawan. This was freely distributed to all the people in the Prasanthi Nilayam, and then so many copies were purchased and distributed in Calcutta and other places. Then we were coming into Gandhi's fold. He was the state convener for state trust convener. Then there used to be bhajans in his house and study circles. Myself and my wife used to go to the study circles. The next year, what my wife did was, she prepared a book called Sri Satya Sai Suktulu. This was a very small book. It was distributed freely all over the world, all over the Prasanthi Nilayam. Subsequently, there is in Srikakulam, now the state president of Andhra Pradesh, he was in charge of Srikakulam. He printed about 10,000 copies of this Satya Sai Suktulu and distributed subsequently. This was one of the activities that took place. Subsequently, following this one, what I have done is, I have compiled a book called Volume 2 of Sai Avatar, which is a successor to the Volume 1 printed by C.L. Gandhi. Now this book, I used to work near the Kamala Vilas. There was a small press, and this man went on printing this book. And after the printing of the book, every day I used to go there and correct the proof, and it was coming in. When the last time came in, and there was at 12 o'clock midnight, about 11:45 say, I corrected the proof of the last word, and then patted my back, Thank you very much, Raman. You now go up. I gave you the final authority to print. Then when I went back to my house, something went wrong and then had a tap on my head. Then I thought there was something went wrong with the printing. I took the car again. I opened the doors, closed the doors, etc. All that. I went to the press. And that man has printed one pharma because that of all the things. Then I opened and asked to see. It contained a big blunder, which I cannot imagine. This last paragraph says, Sai declares. Sai declares. What does he declare? I shall be ever with you, guiding you, wherever you are, guiding you, guarding you, guiding you, march on, have no fear. This is the one that I have corrected, patted my back and said, when I came and saw, this was there, Sai, instead of Sai declares, it is Sai decrees. It is now said, Budadulo Panir Posanatlaindi. All the things went wrong. Then I told Raman, why this is went wrong, you please correct it as declares, and then corrected it. And then he said, one pharma gone, parvaledu, it's no problem, I will print it and print it. And this book was distributed in Puttaparthi. We gave it to Bhagawan. Bhagawan took it and then it was distributed all over the place. This has happened. Then there was another interesting point before I will go forward and backward with this. Now we went to Delhi. Baba was coming to Delhi. He was staying with one of the very important devotees of Bhagawan. He was an MP from in Delhi. Baba was staying there. And Gandhi was telling me that we are going to Delhi to see Bhagawan. I said we will come. Myself and my wife, we went there. Then when we went there, Baba was inside and people were coming and going there, and I was sitting with next to Gandhi, and on the other side my wife, which was sitting with many number of ladies. Swami came to this Punjabi gentleman, Mr. C.L. Gandhi, who is the trustee, managing trustee of the West Bengal Trust. And then he offered this to Bhagawan. Bhagawan looked at him in an explanation mood, in a changing manner. This is a Telugu book. The offer is done by a Punjabi. Where it is given? In Delhi. Instead of giving it to Puttaparthi, it is given in Delhi. So he expressed, not that he does not know, but the point is to satisfy us, he does all that. Therefore this went on. Once this went on, he took the book and went away. Then there was, after that, in July he went to the Guru Purnima, he got book and got it signed by Bhagawan and brought it. This is one of the other stories that are open in this one. Now, I was telling you very important information that happened. I don't know whether I started. Now, we used to go to Calcutta, we used to go to Tirupati every year. From 1958, after my marriage, at Annavaram, Sri Satyanarayana Swami Varu place. After the marriage, every year, without fail, we used to go to Tirupati, Annavaram and Tirupati, and then go to our parents-in-law's house, and then come back to Calcutta. In that 1 year, the last year of 1969, the we had the darshan of Lord Venkateswara. I had in my pocket what you call a folder to keep the eye glasses. In that folder I kept all the money, and in the sanctum sanctorium, when I was praying to the Lord, somebody has taken away the entire money. It is gone and gone for all, and there was no money there. If it is in the room, somebody might take it away. So I took it in the pocket. It was reached the appropriate place. Thieves have taken it away. From there, I collected the money. We went to Pune. From Pune, we took a car. Cheppana? Okay. Then we did not have the darshan of Shirdi Baba. This has happened. After some time, in one of the visits from visits where my wife and myself were allowed to go to most of the places, anywhere in India, provision for us there. So we went to Aurangabad to our meat factory, and there when we arrived in Aurangabad, there was a big hotel, Taj. There we were going there when the people came and garlanded me with Malipulu, and then my wife was about to be handed over the garland. Now, when we were looking into it, opposite to us, Bhagawan was standing. We were stunned. What is this? In a hotel of Taj Mahal or some hotel, Baba's first photo was there. So she immediately told the manager, "Can I garland Bhagawan?" Then they said, "Please do so. Please do so." That was one of the miracles of Bhagavan's darshan there. After that, with the official car, we went to Shirdi. We had darshan of Shirdi. We went to Ajanta and Ellora, and we came back. Then later on, we went to Bhagavan. In the case of the miracles, at one time after my son's marriage, we left the children there. This is the book which Mr. Gandhi has given it to Bhagawan in Delhi. That is the subsequent several editions have taken place of this book in Puttaparthi. Many Telugu people who went to Prasanthi Nilayam purchased these books. Very many people have purchased it. And then I wanted to bring it to you how the digest was conceived. One day I was sitting in the Purnachandra hall, and then I was reading the conversations with Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba by Hislop. That book I was reading, then the thought went on into my mind, saying, "Why don't you prepare a dictionary or digest in this manner?" Then I prepared, then I said, okay. I went back to my room or somewhere and wrote down a number of passages from that, and then I have shown it to Bhagawan. Bhagawan put his hand in Whitefield. Then I went back. And therefore, after that, what happened is, I went to Calcutta, sat day and night, and prepared a book called Digest. This is volume 1. This book was running into 550 pages. Now this book I wanted to present to Bhagawan. There was a box file 2 box file I have taken it, one for me for printing it the book, second one is for Bhagawan. I went to Whitefield, my corporate office in Whitefield, and Baba's ashram was also in Whitefield. Our factory is also in Whitefield, where Baba's photo is also there at the gate of the factory. Now, when I went there, before making it, eight typists have typed this entire book into 550 pages that fixed in a era file or box file. I took 2 box files, and I had a meeting also in Bangalore with my company. I went on a Thursday, and then my Vitlani suggested, why don't you go to Whitefield? Baba is there. So I went in my car to Whitefield, and then people were in that big tree, under the big tree, still the old mandir, Whitefield. So I went there, and in the front line, in the other side, ladies were sitting. The Baba comes there and comes to the right place and facing east, and then gentlemen sit this side. I was having these 2 boxes files in my hand. There was a gentleman sitting next to me, Mr. Narsimurthy from printing press. He told me, he doesn't know me, but he recorded, we talked to each other, and then he told me, sir, you write a letter and keep it with you. Baba will come and take the letter or whatever it is. He suggested, so I scribbled a letter and kept it. Then Baba came. This is the wonder of wonders. And this is why I say it is the wonders. Have you ever seen Baba wearing the Vibhuti Rekalu on his face? So Baba came and he was smiling and talking to many of the people standing there. Still he did not go into the ladies' side and did not come into the gent side. I was sitting in the right side front one. Baba, I looked at him. Now, there are 3 Vibhuti Rekas, silver Rekas. It is not a type of Vibhuti one. It is a silver Triputi. And then I asked in myself, who are you? Are you Shiva or Subramanyeswara? When I asked, again he went on into this one. After a little while, I was praying to him, Swami, what is this? I don't understand it. Then he came to the ladies' side. From the ladies' side he came. I broke the rules. I stood up, and both one file I kept there. The file is there, as suggested by my letter is below this. My hand is like this shivering. Swami came, took the letter, created vibhuti and poured in my hand. My mouth, he shut my mouth, and there was no voice from me. Then he went away. Then I put the vibhuti in a paper he gave me. Then I was very excited because Baba approved the digest. So I went back, and Saturday morning I went to the holiday to me in the office. I went to Whitefield. I went to Kasturi. Kasturi garu he told me, this Baba has approved. I told him. He said, nonsense. He has not approved your thing. You have got certain roga in your body. For that he has given you the money, medicine. The reason was like this. When I started from Calcutta, I went to cancer hospital. The doctor in the cancer hospital told me, there is some problem. You are going for Guru Purnami to Baba. You finish that and come, I will operate it. Now, I went there, and then after this is the point what I was to making. At that time, Kasturi Garu told me he has not approved his book. You must be suffering from disease. So Baba has given you vibhuti for the cure. Go to the kitchen, take a glass of water and put all the vibhuti in your mouth and then take a glass of water, you will be cured. Now when I returned from Whitefield, I went to cancer hospital. The doctor told me there is no disease now. Why are you worried? You go and do your work, nothing will happen. But in the meanwhile, this is after what happened. But from Whitefield, I was very happy. This file was taken. Kasturi said it is very good. Somebody also is been doing this digest like. Then he went there. In Puttaparthi, I found Indulal Shah. Indulal Shah said, nothing doing, we don't have any money, we can't print it, you can forget about it. If you wish, you can give 2 rupees books of one for this Baba's birthday. And then, anyway, I was disappointed. I made 2-3 books, 2 rupees one, and gave it to C. Srinivas, who was the warden of Whitefield. This has happened. Now, I forgot to tell you one thing. This book proof was read by, this volume 1 proof was read by one Mr. Tyagarajan. He is the father of the present warden of Whitefield College. His name I just cannot recollect immediately, though it is in my mind. Then after this, nobody was prepared to print it. I gave 2 rupees books which were printed for the birthday. But I was crying, what is this? I have done this Herculean task of preparing this book and nobody was about to print it. Now, then what happened? This book was, I showed this book to Mr. V.K. Narasimhan, the then Sanatana sir, the editor. He took it and said, this is a masterpiece, no good work ever will go, don't worry about it, it will find place in the, definitely be printed. Then one day, Mr. Krakshi was coming. The previous day, I attended a foreigners meeting in which Kasturi was addressing the foreigners. He said, why do you want to write letters to Baba? Whatever you want to put it on the paper, your pen, your ideas, your entire letter has gone to Bhagawan, we need not have written. Then the question was, why then Baba was taking the letters from the people? The answer was, to satisfy the people. So ultimately, I did not write any letter, I did not do anything, I did not take any book to read. I was sitting the lines. At 2 o'clock, I was in the front line, which were there. V.K. Narasimhan was going that side and told him, no, previously to that, one day V.K. Narasimhan and Krakshi were walking along with me. He said, Krakshi, this Tumuluru has become a wonderful book, this should be printed. He said, if Swami says print, I will print it. So that's all right. Now then, that was the idea. Then we went and sat in the afternoon, no pen, because what is the use of writing a letter to Baba, he knows it. So, no pen, no paper, nothing else, sitting there. Now, V.K. Narasimhan was going on that side and said, why are you sitting like this? What is this use? So, what do you want me to do? Write a letter to Baba and keep it with you and give it to Baba. So, I borrowed a paper, a pen from somebody, and ultimately, I wrote a letter. This Swami, this is the digest. We pray to you to print it. Now, Baba came to the lady's side, picked up Mrs. Krakshi, and Mrs. Krakshi and Krakshi sits in the veranda. All the people went into the interview room. After the interview is over, Craxi said, Craxi said, digest. Baba said, print. Only 3 words. Baba, digest, print. And then he took this and he took it to the what is place called Italy, and got this book, volume 1, printed in Italy. Subsequently, I was doing volume 2. The volume 2 also was done. It was handed over to Bhagawan. Bhagawan blessed it. Then we went to Nairobi, where my child was, my son was working in that place. Then I prepared a book called volume 3. This is volume 2 printed in Calcutta, and this is volume 3 printed by, Craxi did not like this because this is in a different color, and then this is shortened, there is a little difference. So he said, volume 3, I did it in Hyderabad, in Nairobi, and this was printed in Craxi. All these books were given to Prasanthi Nilayam for publication. He gave me copies, and copies were all distributed. This is what has happened. Then another thing occurred to me. Now we have done all these books in English. Why not do a book in Telugu? Then I collected material just like the digest, and these were there, but I don't know that much of Telugu as my wife used to be. She was a BA, BEd, she was inspector of schools and a very learned person. But in my case, I could not correct the spellings. So Dr. G.V. Subramaniam, the Vice Chancellor of Telugu University, corrected the proof and wrote the preface, 5 pages. That book was also submitted to Sivam print, distributed the books. That book is also there. I have not brought it here. Lakshmi, now this is about the Telugu and other things. Now how we thought about the digest is this. Now there was a gentleman by name G. Srinivas. G. Srinivas is an expert in computers. He was in Sivam. What he did was, he along with one of his friends, he did he put this one amalgamated into 2 digests into a CD. The CD was offered to Bhagawan. Then why Bhagawan, when it was offered by the state president, the state president of Andhra Pradesh, this gave it to Bhagawan. Bhagawan said, why 9 copies? He said, you can give it to any of the students or somebody. Then after the one was, all the 3 digests were there, the 2 digests were there, 3rd digest was there. This has to be amalgamated. My daughter took some time, my second daughter, along with my friends, made into in the form of a digest on the computer and put it in the alphabetical order where you can get everything. The digest name is satyasaidigest.com. This is both is freely available. It contains Bhagavan sayings in alphabetical order in English, along with the search availability. You can get into the various words and see it. Then we had also in Telugu, but Telugu, unfortunately, we don't have the search availability with us. Now, This Satyasai Digest, SriSatyasaiDigest.com is the name of the website. Sri Satya, this is my card, and the website name is given. This is my residence. We came here from Hyderabad 5 years ago to stay with my son in this house, and then in the meanwhile, so many things have happened. Mr. V.K. Narasimhan, Mr. V. Srinivas, the All India President, came to Hyderabad, and I showed it to him number of bhajans. I will read a couple of bhajans so that English and Telugu, which you might like to hear. Thy name is truth. The name is truth. Thy name is truth. Thou art truth, existence and bliss. Thou art love incarnate. Thou art my mother, father, friend, philosopher and guide. Thou art the source, my source, sustenance and solace. Guide me, my father. Guide me, my mother, and lead me, my Lord. Thou art my refuge. Everything and all, thy name is truth. O nameless and nameless and formless one, you answer any name, all names of your Jesus, Allah, Jehovah, Zoroaster, Rama, Krishna and Buddha, a million of you, a mention of you. You are everything and in everywhere is in the university. You shower grace equally on all, as sun is ever ready to flood his shine on everyone. I am yours. Grant me, O Lord, the strength to hold fast your lotus feet. Merge me in thine. In thee, O Lord, I am yours. The world is full of anger and hatred, craving for lust, power and money. It is in the brink of destruction. O my Lord, the Lord incarnate, show the direction. They dispel the darkness, destroy the evil, sow the seeds of love. Is this in the faltering and fleeting and transitory world? Lead kindly light. Make me, my Lord, an instrument of peace in thy hands. Make every act of mine sublime. O Lord, you know my plight, the helplessness of Lord of the universe, the creator, sustainer and destroyer, the Lord of Sathya, Dharma and Shanti, Prema and Ahimsa. Show in the seeds of truth, implant us the path of righteousness, bless us with the eternal bliss and permanent peace, instill in us the sense of non-violence, help us, O Lord, to reconstruct and resurrect ourselves from the mergence in thee. This is their power. A couple of more. Omni all. O Lord of universe, the indomitable, the inscrutable and eternal, the omnipresent and the omni all, the sustainer, savior and succor to all. Guide us, guard us and protect us. Give us the peace in the world. The evil minds, little puts in their ignorance, stupidity and idiocy, tried their hand to destroy the indestructible. Alas, the demons reached the Yama's abode. O Lord, pray protect the good, show us a sense of direction in this world to see good, do good and be good. Thou art the immortal, inscrutable, indestructible, immeasurable and incomprehensible. Thou art the beginningless, middleless, endless and eternal. Thou art the Sarvabhutatma, Sarveshwara, Sadasiva, Sachidananda. Thou art Trinity, Brahma, Vishnu and Maheshwara. Thou art Adishakti, Sarvashakti, Parashakti, Lakshmi, Saraswati and Parvati. Thou art the omniscient, omnipotent, omniscient, omnifacility and omni-all. Thou art the ocean of mercy and shower the compassion and the milk of kindness. There are several of these. In the meanwhile, the All India President V. Srinivasan came and told me, in Telugu I will read one or two. In 1977, there was summer course, and the summer course we did not have any cards. We were there in Rangachari's house on the Whitefield Postmaster's house, which is the one room. The water is filling in. My Brooke people have sent the water to take bath and drink. We went to this. My son and me were not allowed to get into the thing, 1977. And then my wife and went with ladies, they went inside. One day I used to smuggle him from backside. One day Baba came that side and my son was sitting. And then I told Baba, Swami, they are not allowing my son and me. Then he said he doesn't know English. Then I took his book and said he is writing all the English speech of yours translated by Dr. Bhagawan. Then he did not say anything. He went away, and every day they allowed us to go inside. Now they were celebrating the Upaнаyanams for the students. Then my wife was telling, she has written a letter to Bhagawan, Swami, do the Upanayana of my son. Then Baba has taken the letter. We don't know what the effect of Baba taking the letter and not taking the letter. You see, it depends upon how you look at it. Now, one Ranganayakulu, who was the headmaster, one of the principal of the Narsarapeta College, he knows me very well. He told me, Krishnamurti, get your son get his son Upanayana. And then, how do I do it? Go to Rangachari. So, in the meanwhile, the mystery is this. Rangachari himself came to us. Ranganayakulu told him, Rangachari, Krishnamurti, Tumuluru Krishna Murty's son is there. You must take his name and put him in the Upanayana. So Rangachari took it away. Next morning we went to Bangalore city, purchased the plate, Udarina and other things. We came back and we were entered in. The girls were not allowed to enter in. Slowly they were smuggled and they were sitting beside me and both the sisters. In the meanwhile, my brother-in-law, who is his future father-in-law, he also came. He was a photographer. He with the camera, he was there, he was allowed in. So all of us went there. Baba came, the mantra and yajnapavitam to him, and the Upanayana was done. Now this is one aspect of it. How the miracles have done. We wrote the letter, Baba took care of all that, and through this Rangachari was coming there, and it was taken by that, and it happened. This is a miracle. How do we expect other than this? Then the next question is, we had we used to go to summer course every year and other things. Then we asked, Baba gave me one day the interview. We all people went in the inside. Baba created immediately 3 rings. One ring was this, given to my wife, and the one ring was given to my daughter. It is, you show it. So the ring. My first daughter was given another ring. Both these rings were there, and no ring was prepared for me. So my wife was a little, felt very sorry I was not given a room. We were taken inside the inside room. Then I asked Bhagawan, Baba, I want to write Ramayana. Then he told me, let these marriages, tapped on the heads of these two girls and said, let these marriages be over, I will do it, and then afterwards you can write Ramayana. This went on in this one. Then later on, so many interviews were there. The first interview was in 1957, I think, when Baba went to Kashmir and came back. Before Baba was in Kashmir, 15 days was there. So my family, I took them in the car to all South India tour. We saved all the temples and other things. And at each temple, I was getting poems. Then in Meenakshi temple, in Guruvayur temple, and in Subramanyeswara temple, all this went there. Then we went to Bhagawan. We were sitting, this is the first interview. We were sitting in the line. Baba came to Kumar and said, where are you from? He said, from Calcutta. Go in. We all went in. Bhagawan told the boy, what are you studying? I am in the 10th class. Then what is your plan? He said, I want to do engineering. Do you think your father will give you lump sum, what you call, amount to the people, or you will get the engineering seat? He told him, we took him inside, and he got some problem, and he opened his shirt and then applied oil and then tuck it down and bring it, and told him, if you want to join engineering, you give me a promise. Then he said, sir, what is that? You must work hard and only pray to me, nothing else. Then this is happened. Then he passed the intermediate. At that time we applied for engineering colleges, all other colleges in Calcutta, abroad. Nothing happened, no seat was given. And then he went to the he went to the college, no seat was given, no BCom seat also. He was surprised. In the meanwhile, I was the president of the Andhra Association, Calcutta. I was the managing trustee. We built a six-storied building, and then government of Andhra Pradesh, Tirupati Devasthanam, and have promised money. Now the government of India, government Andhra Pradesh have given the money, but they withheld some money which was given at the time of when the Bhavan Venkatram chief minister came to open the building. At that time I told, these people have not given the money. Then they said, you give the money now. Now Tirupati Devasthanam has not given because there was a restriction on it, which was subsequently done. Now this was given a promise by Chennai Reddy, chief minister. So Bhavan Venkatram said, this is your promise, given a promise, we must maintain it. So give him a 3 lakhs check, and then if there is any problem, send it to me, I will sign it as a chief minister. Now at 10 o'clock in the midnight, 9 o'clock, at 9 o'clock, Mr. P.V.R.K. Prasad, the Tirupati Devasthanam gentleman came at 10 o'clock to 9:30 at my house and gave me 3 lakhs check. This is a miracle of Bhagawan. I was praying, crying, because I don't have money to pay the building cost. So this has happened. This is how it was done. Now this is another miracle that has taken place. Then we used to attend the regular. summer courses, and in the summer courses we have taken it. In one summer course, what happened? That day I was not feeling well. As a normal official, I wrote a letter to Bhagawan, three paragraphs, underlined it in reading, put it in the paper. Baba took it and went away, and nothing he didn't tell us. We went away to our cousin's house, and then he told Kallur Gopal Rao, the retired chairman of Andhra Bank, who lived for 100 years, who used to pour water in the canteen. He was there, he knows me very well, and he was trying to contact me as instructed by Bhagawan. And that was a holiday for the sports day for the Brooke people, and nobody was available. And he was worrying himself how he'll answer the question. Then at 4 o'clock, 4:30, as usual for darshan I came. He bited his teeth and said, "Where are you? I was looking for you. Baba told, put a seat for you next to me as identification when he comes for the bhajan." So he put the bhajan, we both sat there. Bhagavan came, he did not look at the face of Gopal Rao, he did not look at the face of mine, and went inside. At 7 o'clock, there was no question of Swami coming back, calling us. Okay, we were both all disappointed. We went, and the next morning, myself and my wife, we came to Whitefield. She was sitting near the backside. I was standing at the gate. Swami came. Bhari vachinda? Vachin sir, she is there. Go in. Now, he said, what is the problem? Problem is, sir, my hand is not lifting. I am not able to lift. It is like this. Don't worry, he created Shivalingam, which is here. That Shivalingam is there in the puja from that time. And that Shivalingam take Abhisheka every day and the Tirtham, you will be all right. This is another miracle. The other miracles were the one day after the marriage of my daughter, son and daughter, I was in Puttaparthi for went there. I had a problem, heart problem. I went to the general hospital. General hospital, they told me that you have got a heart problem. We can't cure it here. You go to the super specialty, and the super specialty, they won't entertain you for about 3 months now. Now I don't know what to do. I told Mr. G. V. Subbarao, this is what has happened. Then at that time when we went in, what happened was Mr. Sathya, the director of the Sathya Sai Hospital was coming in. Behind him an Italian doctor was there. Then Mr. G. V. Subbarao told him, "Sir, Sathya, our Tumuluru has got some heart problem and he is not allowed to come to you." Then Sathya told him, the Italian doctor, take him and get him all the tests done and send him. So I drove the car, went to the general hospital, and he took me, the ECG, everything. And then he told me, now go on to the treadmill. I was trying to put my leg on it. It only, the thumb only touched the treadmill. And then he said, sit down, stand up, come on, take it out. Because the graph was going up. Then he took and said, there is nothing I can do. We have to operate it. Now, either you are 65 years old, we won't operate it to you. If you want, Bhagawan has to tell us, or otherwise, he will instruct us. So then I said, give me the report, I will take it to Bhagawan. I drove the car, came there at 2 o'clock. I sat. in the second line. Swami came, he took the letter and went away. He did not tell anything to us. After 2 days or 3 days, Swami was coming. My wife asked him, Swami, my husband's health. He said, what is like? He is అక్కడ ముద్దలే కూర్చున్నాడు కదా, వాడికి ఏం ప్రాబ్లం? దేర్ ఇస్ నో ప్రాబ్లం ఎట్ ఆల్. కమ్ ఆన్, డోంట్ వరీ అబౌట్ ఇట్. సో we stayed with Bhagawan for 3 months. Nothing happened. I am all right. Only recently we had a problem. We took MRI for operation at that time, for heart checking, so that the knee can be operated. In Puttaparthi hospital, the MRI was 1 hour, it was done. The gentleman who sings the bhajan very beautifully, he was in charge of the radiology department. He got it done and gave me the material. So this is this. Now I will come down to the marriages of the 2 children. Now what happened was, we were sitting there. Then Swami came and told me, go for the interview. We went to the interview. Then in the interview room, he told me, there is a match here of a Gujarati gentleman or somebody who is in Kenya. Now if you want, you can go and see. And I am telling you, that man is a doctor. You may suit for your daughter. Then I did not go. At 4 o'clock, he came to me and asked, have you gone and seen him? No, Swami. Cheppina mata vinu. He said, Cheppina mata vinu. I said, Swami, I will do that. I went and told my wife, and I met that gentleman, brought them and showed the daughter. And then they went away. Next morning, Swami called for the interview. That happened to be my Telugu birthday. Swami said, what happened? I told thee what has happened. That gentleman wrote down everything of what you have told me about the marriage. And then he said, I will speak to Bhagawan. Okay, don't worry. That marriage won't suit us. So don't worry, we will try to find out something else. Then he created a ring. And the ring is this ring, which has 3 diamonds. He did not give it to me, he gave it to my wife. And he told her, now put it to the hand of your husband. And then he recited mantras, and our 60th day marriage also was done that way. And then he said, we will find out some method of looking for the children. The marriages went on. Both the marriages were there in Puttaparthi. With this girl, previously my first daughter was sitting here. Those marriages were also done in Puttaparthi, but there were problems for the marriage. The marriage problems were such that Swami's brother, he said, why my brother's son's marriage is taking place in the morning, how can you do it, your daughter's marriage? I said, it's in the evening. No, but Baba, he said no, but anyway he agreed. But Baba came to me and said, when is the marriage? I said, in the evening, there is no problem. So it went on like this. So marriages were done there. That is one other thing that happened. So the digest was, how I conceived the digest, I told you. Have I mentioned it? This read was done it, we prepared all that. Then we prepared Ramayanas. Swami said, you do the Ramayanas after these Ramayanas are over. Then we made Ramayana 6 volumes. This Ramayana, Baba Bhagawan went into Samadhi at that time. This was after 1 year or 2 years after this Ramayana. 5 volumes were prepared, These are Ramayana, a divine drama, actors in the divine play, as scripted by Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. These are characters in Ramayana. It is each Ramayana, each volume contains all the characters, all Ramayanas, 5 Ramayanas we did it. And after the one I went there, I took it and put it at the Samadhi, the Ramayanas, and gave it to the book trust. The book trustee was there. He took it and so he said, it was very beautiful. This should be printed, but we can't print. So please keep it in the library. Then my wife did Bhagavatam, Sai Bhajan, Ramayanam, Bharatam, Bhagavad Gita. All these things were, I took it them, one of those, I'm shown it this, and they kept it in the library. We could not print it because of big size, and the photographs are not, we don't have permission to print it. This has happened in the life. So what I was trying to ultimately tell you is, he says, Vedavedye pare punsi jate dasaradatmaja Veda prachaya sadasit rakshat ramayanatmana. And then Hanuman then started doing it, saying Sasuryaya. After that he comes there and he is about to jump to the Lanka, and then he prayed Sasuryaya Pavanaya Mahendraya. Sasuryaya Mahendraya Pavanaya Swayambhuve Bhutebhyanjarim Krutva Chakar Gamane Matim. And he says, then he worshipped his father, his Guru Surya, and he is Rama, everybody. But he is going to see Mother Sita, but he does not pray to Mother. How does she give the darshan? So he went on, all the problems of crossing the T was there, and he came there. Then he could not find anywhere there. Then he says, Namaste astu Bhagavan, Namaste, Namostu Ramaya Salakshmanaya, Devyesya Dasyai Janakatmajayai, Namostu Rudrendra Yamanidebhyo, Namostu Chandraarka Maruganebhya. Then he says, then he gets into the Swami, Mother's darshan. He gives all that, and then he decides to go for, there is no use of, who is a messenger? Messenger is not there to go and deliver a letter. Messenger has to find out what is the capacity of the people, what is the strengths and unstrengths, other things if we don't find out. If you simply go and give the letter and come back, he is an ordinary material. So he said it is not like this. You have to go and find out. Then after that, then he says, after the darshan of the mother, he says, there is no point in my sitting idle. I must destroy Lanka and kill some people and then go. Otherwise the messenger is useless. So he found out all the secrets of Sri Lanka. And then he says, now he goes and stands on the pillar and then says, Jaityadi Balo Rama, Lakshmanasya Mahabalaha, Raja Jaiti Sugrivo, Raghavena Vipalita, Dasohim Kosalendrasya, Ramasya Krishna Karmana, Hanuman Shetru Sainyanam, Nihanta Marutatmaja, Naravanam Sahasram Me, Vidhe Pratibalam Bhavet, Silabistu Praharta, Padapaisa Sahasracha, Ardhaitya Purim Lankam, Adimachat Maithalim, Samurdharto Gamishyami, Mishatam Sarvalakshatam, Apadama Bhartaram Dhataram Sarvasampadam, Lokabhramam Sri Ramam Bhuyo Bhuyo Namamyam. Now, everybody learn these slokas and you must follow this one. Then you must also do it. Gayatri Mantra. Om Bhurva Swaha Tasya Vitarvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Prachodayat. Do as many times as possible. Then Sai Ishwaraya Vidmahe Satya Devaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarva Prachodayat. As number of things as possible. Then also Gayatri Om Bhurva Swaha Om Tasya Vitarvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Prachodayat. There is no caste, creed or anything. These things to be shunned. Then if you want peace and plenty, you must go and regularly play in the morning these slokas and the Sundarakanda mantras and other things, all these things. There are so many other things which I would like to tell, but it is too long a one, and probably if Bhagavan gives another time, I may give some more details. Jai Sai Ram. Thank you very much, my dear brothers and sisters, for having patience in hearing me, and we will all pray Sai Ishwaraya Vidmahe Satya Devaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarva Prachodayat. Sai Ram. Bless you all. God bless you. Sai Ram.
Sai Ram Krishnamurti Garu. It was indeed wonderful to hear these memorable experiences. I think few key takeaways we would love to keep in mind was, I think if we have to prosper in life, we must regularly listen and chant the Sundara Kandam of Ramayana. You were in Delhi, presented a book in Telugu to Bhagawan by Mr. Gandhi. So this languages differentiation and the similarity was well highlighted in that incident. Another cherishable incident was, I think Bhagawan gave a ring with 3 diamonds to your wife, but not to you. Swami also gave rings to your daughters who were subsequently married. One more interesting statement was, let your daughter's marriage, let your both daughters' marriage get over, then you can write your Ramayana. Was another touching incident which Swami lent his personal touch in your life. The digest, well, we all know of Reader's Digest and many other digests, but I think Swami's digest or the amalgamated digest which you have edited is a wonderful contribution for posterity. And imagine the tea and which all you took in your corporate career has also given us a chance to be blessed with the 5 editions of Ramayanam in your wonderful career which you could edit and relate to us as for our posterity. The other interesting episode was when you first went to meet Bhagawan, and though you had planned Mysore, and your comment that what is this nonsense, why to meet sannyasis, let us be away from them, was also a frank and a telling reminder of the way your life is going to unfold in your corporate career. So I think we are blessed to listen to all these wonderful episodes, and the key takeaways are, we must learn to read your digest regularly, listen to Sundarakandam sincerely, and also benefit by prospering in our lives. The chanting of Gayatri and Sai Gayatri was another memorable instance of your ways to tell us to follow Bhagavan sincerely. Some few medical episodes like your heart problem and how Swami said, that nothing is wrong with your husband, he is fine here, and you went on to stay 3 months in Puttavarthi, also reflected a wonderful facet of Bhagavan, that the illness was only an excuse for you to be brought to Puttavarthi and spend time more with Bhagavan. And I think the words printing the book to Mr. Bettino Craxi was another wonderful way to relate about your great literary achievements to write those books. I think your wife is also an accomplished professional in her life, and she has also edited books on Bhagawan. So we only sincerely pray that we have another edition of Samarpan with you, and we also benefit and cherish from those experiences. So to conclude, we would like to say Jai Sai Ram, and we thank Bhagawan for sharing these wonderful episodes from your 6, 7, 8 decades life, and we hope to benefit from this wonderful experiences. Jai Sai Ram. The next edition of Samarpan will be in the month of June, and we will look forward to sharing the details shortly. We would like to thank the alumni and the Sathya Sai organization and all the devotees and the backend team who have helped us to make this edition a success. We once again wish all of them a very wonderful Samarpan memories, and look forward to meeting you in the 157th edition of Samarpan next month. Jai Sai Ram. Thank you.